world's news network.
Complicated and dangerous. That's how officials in Baltimore describe the ongoing cleanup and recovery at the site of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Live images from the scene show the largest crane on the East Coast is in place to start hauling away the wreckage that is blocking traffic to the port of Baltimore. Here with us now is former Merchant Marine Captain Klaus Luhta. Captain, thanks for being here. Obviously, this is any captain's worst nightmare. From what you've seen and heard now about this catastrophe, do you have a sense of why and how this could happen?
Preliminary indications are that there is some sort of engine issue with the ship as it was coming out of Baltimore Harbor and approaching the bridge. That's not uncommon for vessels of this size. Unfortunately, the timing and the location of this particular instance was catastrophic. And it's just incredible what actually occurred bringing down that bridge in one fell swoop. I don't think anybody could have imagined this happening, but preliminary indications are that it's an engine issue, and the NTSB report, which maybe is a year out, maybe longer, will give the final determination. But
I mean, from your experience on ships, don't you have multiple redundancies? I mean, if one engine goes out, aren't there things built in that you don't have an entire power shutdown?
Well, unfortunately, merchant cargo ships are built so that there isn't a lot of extra expense. So you have one major engine, you have one propeller. There are backup emergency generators, and those would have been online during this maneuvering operation. And I think when you watch the video and you see the lights flickering on and off, that's an indication of those generators kicking online. But reports coming out of the area are that that the engine did power down for whatever reason. The emergency generators kicked on, so that's why you saw the lights, but they never really regained propulsion. And unfortunately, there is only that one engine that provides the propulsion. And when that goes out, that's your only hope for getting back online.
That's really interesting. I hadn't heard that before. So I understand that you personally experienced an engine shutdown at sea. What happened and how did you handle that?
Well, I've been on ships just like this all around the world. I've been in and out of the Baltimore port dozens of times. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we've never had an engine failure in confined waters like in this instance. We have had them out at sea. It's not uncommon. Sometimes it's due to bad fuel. Sometimes it's due to just a mechanical failure somewhere in the system. And you have a team of engineers in the engine room who are the most highly trained mechanical engineers in the world on all of these vessels. And so, you float in the open water and hear the water rushing by for some time and, hope and pray that they get the engine back online before some bad weather hits or before you get in extremis, as they say, into bad waters.
Captain, when you say bad fuel, I've read this since this catastrophe. Contaminated fuel might have been the cause. What does that mean? Where do you get contaminated fuel? Why would that be in the tanks of this ship?
Well, the fuel that's used on merchant cargo vessels is the lowest possible grade fuel that you can source, and it's the cheapest. And so it allows cargo to be moved cheaply. And typically,